hacer algo de, escuchar algo de lo que está pasando mucho en escándalo. Yo sé que algunos ya lo oyeron, algunos ya se enteraron, pero yo no. A ver, que chequen una reacción, qué piensan de lo de Diddy, qué piensan todo lo que está pasando con él.
Well, that unnamed celebrity is now named. She refiled the lawsuit on Sunday. She and her attorney Tony Busby refiled it and named Jay-Z as the unnamed celebrity involved in the rape. Jay-Z's response is extraordinary in that, look, we've seen all these lawsuits against Diddy, dozens of them now at this point, and frequently his response has been to deny it, but to say nothing else. Jay-Z went way more than just denying it. He did do that, but then went directly after the attorney. Part of his statement said, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt from a lawyer named Tony Busby. It made me want to expose you, Tony Busby, for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. You claim to be a Marine.
What do you think about Jay-Z?
You have neither honor nor dignity. There were other shots at Tony Busby.
What do you think about Jay-Z?
Called him an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit.
I mean, the reality is, and if you've heard Tony Busby's name before, it's because he seems to always find his way. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but he seems to always find his way.
Voy a poner una encuesta,
right?
pero
If
no.
it's Travis Scott, if it's Deshaun Watson, the NFL quarterback, he's always involved.
So Jay-Z had that strong response. Yeah. Tony Busby isn't backing down, and in fact,
we're here at the radio station.
He denied
we're watching
extortion. He said
the reaction about Jay-Z and Diddy shit going on.
Right. Now,
at the radio station, so I'm just
mediation would be about
wasting time a little bit and checking out all this stuff. I don't know if you heard about Jay-Z and Diddy.
I'm sure that was coming.
The shit's going on.
It sounds like Busby's response was a little bit disingenuous.
What do y'all
the
think about that?
mediation would be where they would broker a settlement and not have the issue go public in the way that he did. He also mentioned that Jay-Z has sued him. And that got us thinking. There was a lawsuit, an anonymous lawsuit filed against Busby alleging extortion.
Back in November,
Can I hear that?
Right. And now Jay-Z, in his recent motion that you referenced earlier, has said, yeah, that was me. Because when you sent your demand letters to me, I then went forward, stood my ground with an extortion lawsuit against you. And now, if you're going to continue this whole spectacle, I want the
She's going crazy, right? She's going crazy.
Be able to sue me as a J.
How you doing?
Fair is fair. This is a response to, this is retaliation for me standing my ground who tried to extort me.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. All this shit is going on. Diddy, they heard about
first Diddy is sued.
Right.
Justin Bieber,
celebrity, and at the time when we
Trey Songz.
We thought,
who else? Who else is on it? Trey Songz.
Sounded like they were probably reaching out to that person to try and get a settlement. Jay-Z says that is exactly.
I guess it was a new one too that they were talking about, but I couldn't catch it. That's why I'm on here at the radio office, and I'm like, let me hear this shit going on YouTube so people can tell me what's going on.
So this is going around and around, but a very strong denial from
it is, and it's look, we've seen and not just
I heard
we've seen a lot of cases
what's his name?
Where celebrities have been
Jamie Foxx too. Jamie Foxx, I guess.
Happens, Charles, where you see the person under fire, the celebrity fire back and this intensely.
Right, back at the attorney, and then filing this motion for the accuser.
Right, he is not taking this lying down, clearly.
And look, you're allowed to file documents anonymously, particularly where there's allegations that she was only 13 when this happened. So that's not uncommon to see. But Jay-Z now thinks this is an extortionate plot. And he says, in order to unearth all of this...
Oh, you don't like hip-hop music? Yeah.
That person. And since it happened in
what type of music you like?
She's obviously of age now.
Actually, we are a radio station. We got all type of music. It don't matter. We got hip-hop, country, techno. We got Spanish and English, so we are bilingual radio station.
If the judge did force the accuser to, because, and this is the really alarming part of this case, that we're talking about a 13-year-old.
But she's going crazy. She's going crazy. Yesterday I was watching an interview with 50 Cent.
And by the way, Tony Busby
50 Cent
said that his client remains steadfast.
It just don't give a fuck. 50 Cent.
That she will not back down and that she is going to continue to seek justice. So it's going to be interesting to see what the judge says here, because we did see the judge demand that in one of the
Yeah.
cases, the accuser be revealed.
Thank you for subscribe. Thank you for subscribe.
I understand
We got
from
music
the
videos.
standpoint,
I
like,
do
how you
a
defend
little bit of
yourself if
everything.
this is not a
You can
criminal
find
case?
our
Fine.
music
But
videos
how
on our
do you defend
page.
yourself in a court if you don't know who is making
You
the
like pop?
allegations against
Okay.
That's the argument that Jay-Z's making.
Funky music.
Marsha
Okay.
from, Montreal.
Actually,
I mean, guys, who is really
I'm from Kansas. We got
I'm
a
not.
club they
I don't
call
believe
Funky
anyone
Town.
else is.
It's kind of
Me and
cool.
Diddy
I've
go
been there. I
way,
like
way
it.
back, decades, right?
It's another
They've been
world,
friends
another
since,
type of music.
1990?
Yeah.
That's about 30 years of solid
Who's 50?
friendship.
50 Cent
It
is
wasn't a matter
the
of time before
artist,
Jay-Z was
but
accused
now
of such crime.
he
Now,
runs, I guess,
whether it's a plot or
NBC
not, whether
Productions,
it's true
the
or not,
network.
we
He
can all
does
agree that
movie
this is
and
the
all that stuff.
fastest we've seen Jay-Z
But
recover
he
allegations
signed
or
with Dr. Dre
accusations.
and
He
Eminem,
did
I
not
guess,
take this lightly.
something like that.
And it's very clear he also saw it coming.
Yeah.
Right? Because he knew
And he's the one that starts
that he got
speaking
the
about
demand letter.
Diddy, or
He
starts
sued
speaking
Tony
about all
Busby.
that,
This was not something that
you know, all that world is
Right.
behind the
Right.
music, Hollywood, and all that
All right,
stuff. So-
we are going to move on now to the end of the era.
And right now that I was watching this
Era, at least the Taylor
TNT,
Swift
that they
tour
got
era.
the
Yes, after nearly 2 years,
50 Cents.
the
I mean,
Taylor
Diddy
Swift
shit
Eras
going on.
tour came to an end last night in Vancouver.
It was another one. This one is the fairly new one. Who's there? Who's there? The King. What's up, King? What's up, King? I like pop. Oh, you like pop too? Yeah, man. We got all the type of music here at the radio station. Fuego Urbano Radio. Let me put it right here. See if this is the way you're gonna find it. On Google, you'll find it on Google.
Bored with your current job?
Let me type it for you real quick.
Help making a change? Then check out sheetmetal2.org. Right now, there is tons of work in the KC area. No matter what amount of experience you have.
Sorry.
we want to talk to you.
Urbano.
Training is at
I got the phone sideways, so I'm trying to see.
wages and benefits to start.
Urbano, let me go back. Where? Urbano
Turn your life around with a click
Radio.
and start your
There you
new
go.
career today.
Y'all can find it on Google like that. Y'all can go on Google and find the radio station.
Jay-Z is staying on the offensive, going after not only the attorney who filed the rape lawsuit against
Yes,
him,
I have Facebook, I have
Diddy, that would be
Instagram, I
Tony
have
Busby, the
TikTok,
attorney, but
YouTube,
also the accuser.
and you can
And
find my
he
music
filed
in
a legal
Spotify,
this morning,
iTunes,
which we're gonna get
all
to in a moment, but
the
basically,
music platforms.
he wants to level the playing field. with
Colibri,
the accuser.
Moscow,
But
the
first, we gotta
same,
start
it
with
shows on
this
my
response that
Facebook
Jay-Z
page,
had to
all
the
over, all
allegations.
the
Catch you up
music
real quick, you
platforms,
hadn't
the
heard,
videos you can find it
but a
on
woman who had filed a
YouTube.
lawsuit against, Diddy
I'm always
back
on
in
Facebook. I'm
October,
always on Facebook because I work
alleging
for the
that
radio
he
station,
had
so I'm
raped
always
her
on
at a
Facebook.
VMA after party
Every
in
morning from
2000.
8
She was
a.m.
only
to
13 years old.
12.
Right. Remember, this is
I
when
got a
Charles,
morning
she allegedly
show,
was
so
given
it
a
says
drink,
wake
she
up
felt
with your
woozy,
rooster.
And there was Diddy,
I'm
and
your
there was a male
rooster.
celebrity who was unnamed at the time. And
So
also,
wake up every
Well, that,
morning with me
unnamed
and
celebrity
enjoy
was now-
and
is now
just
named,
have a good time.
to
Sometimes
refile
we
the
have
lawsuit
people,
on
they
Sunday.
start throwing the
She
stuff
returned,
like,
Tony Busby
we
refiled
have
it
this
and
woman
named Jay-Z
that
as
she been
the
friends
unnamed
with this
celebrity
guy for
involved
15
in the rape.
years,
Jay-Z's
and she been in
response
love with her
is
friend, and
extraordinary
she was
in
trying
that,
to get
uh,
advice
we-
from
in
us
all these
so
lawsuits
she can
against
tell
Diddy,
that guy,
dozens of
do
them
you
now
want to
at
be
this
my
point.
boyfriend? And it was
And
kind of
frequently
crazy.
his
We had it
response
on
has been
YouTube
to
too.
deny it,
And it was
but
another
to
one,
say
the
nothing else. Jay-Z went
friendship,
way
the
more than just
sometimes,
denying
you know,
it. Did
we
do
got some
that,
friends or
but then
friendship that the
went
fucking,
directly after the attorney.
how do you say,
Part
they
of his
always get us
statement,
in trouble.
said,
They
"My
always
lawyer
take us to
received
the
a blackmail
wrong
attempt
stuff that we don't
from
want
a lawyer
to do.
named Tony
And we always
Busby.
follow that
It
friend.
made me want to
And we
expose
never,
you, Tony Busby, for the fraud
We
you
never
are
understand
in very
the
public
sometimes
fashion.
I guess
So
we
no,
got
I
track
will
in the
not
life
give
that
you
we just
one
go
red
out,
penny.
kick it,
This lawyer, who
work,
I've done a
and
bit
all
of
the money
research
that we
on,
get
seems
just
to
to
have
go
a pattern
out
of these
and
types
all that
of
shit. And she was
theatrics.
trying to explain
He
that.
claimed to be a Marine.
And she was
Marines are known
stuck
for
with
their
those type
valor.
of
You
friends.
have neither honor
And
nor
her
dignity.
mom, her parents, they always used to tell
There
her,
were
hey, do
other
something in your
shots
life.
at Tony Busby
You
in
always
his
going
statement
to
where
the
he
club, you
called
always
him,
wasting your money,
ambulance
you always
officer.
wasting your
See,
life,
I mean,
going
the
to
reality is,
jail,
and if you've
getting
heard Tony Busby's
arrested,
name
all
before,
that, and
it's
she didn't
because
want to
he
understand.
seems to always
But they got
find
to a
his way. I'm not saying
situation that
it's
one
a bad thing,
day,
but he seems to always find his way into the big pay stuff, right? I mean, if it were
I
Travis
guess
Scott,
her and her friend, they got separate for one thing.
So
One
Jay-Z,
stupid thing
had that
I guess
strong
she said it
response.
like,
Tony
if
Busby
she's my real
isn't
friend, she's
backing
gonna
down, and in
tell
fact,
me to sorry
said
and
that
apologize.
there was, he
But if
denied that there
she's
was
not
any
my real friend,
extortion. He
she's
said,
not gonna,
my client
like, give
merely
a fuck.
reached out and
And
wanted
to make it
have
sure
a
they stop being
confidential
friends.
mediation.
And that girl, they was stuck.
I
She
gotta say, I don't know
say,
what that confidential
you know,
mediation
almost
would
40
be
years
about
old, and she
money,
never had nothing in her
his
life,
point
or do
is,
something
the
for her
letter
life.
itself did not make
They
any
end up being
request
friends,
for money.
Right. No, I'm
and
sure
she
that
started
was
getting
coming.
hanging
Yeah,
around
sounds like
with
Busby's
another
response was
friends,
a little
but
bit
all those girls
disingenuous.
that
The
she was
confidential
hanging
mediation
around, all
would be
those
where they
girls that
would
used to
broker a
have
settlement
business,
and not have
like
the
business,
issue
whatever
go public
business,
in the way they
stores,
did.
clothes
He also
stores,
mentioned
or
that
stuff
Jay-Z
like that.
has sued him.
She started
And
hanging
that got
around
us
with
thinking. There
them,
was a lawsuit,
and out of nowhere,
anonymous
all
lawsuit,
them girls, they were
filed
business
against
girls, they
Busby,
told
alleging
her, hey, do you
extortion.
want to make your own
November, yeah.
business? We can
That's
help
right.
you out.
And
We
now
can start, you know.
Jay-Z, in his
So
recent
she ended
motion
up
that
being
surfaced
a
earlier, has said,
business
that was
girl
me,
now, 'cause
because
she has,
you sent your demand letters to me. I then
her
moved forward, stood my
own
ground with an
salon,
extortion
I
lawsuit
guess.
against you, and
She
now
does
you're gonna
hair
continue
now,
this whole
she does
spectacle. I
makeup,
want
she
the
does
accuser's name out there as well. You should be able to
nails,
sue me
all
as a
that
Jane
stuff.
Doe.
The thing that
He
she
says
was
fair
not
is
doing in her
fair.
whole
This
life,
is a
she
response
barely
to-
started
this is
doing it
retaliation
almost at
for
40
me
years
standing my
old.
ground when you tried
So
to
she
extort
was
me,
trying to
and
give
now
advice
let's
to
just get it all
people.
out there.
Right. So,
You know, take your time, enjoy your life, but at the same time, do something for you. Do something for you that you don't have to do it when you're almost 40 years old.
The fact that they didn't name this person
How do you
sounded
say,
like
you can barely
they were
start
probably reaching out to that person.
Right.
doing
to
your
get a
first
settlement.
step at
Jay-Z
40 years
says
old. That is
that is
more
exactly
hard
what
than you can
happened.
do it
When
when
you
maybe
turned him
you're
down,
younger, you know? You
He
can
thinks
waste,
that the
you
only
can do it
reason
better
they
when
have
you're
now
younger, like she was
refiled
trying to
this
explain.
and put his name
But
in there
anyways, it was
is
just the stories that they
retaliation
always
for
tell us
Jay-Z
people, and they
suing
get in
Tony
the
Busby
Facebook.
for
It's kind of
extortion.
cool because sometimes
So
you
this is
thinking
going
about
around
it,
and
you
around,
listen
but
to the
a very
story,
strong
you get the
denial.
It is,
vibes,
and
and all that
look,
stuff.
we've
So it's
seen
kind of
in
cool.
not
It's
just
kind
in
of
this
cool.
Diddy
And she
situation,
was
we've
kind of
seen a
cool.
lot
I
of cases
mean,
in the
and saying
past where
that, and she
celebrities
was
have been
really
accused of
true,
wrongdoing. This part
being
never
honest
happened,
and what she
Charles.
was
When you see
saying.
the
Don't
person
take it
under
wrong,
fire,
but
the
the people
celebrity
that they
fire
start making
back,
their own business of
and
their
this
life
intensely.
at some age,
Right.
like
Back at
40,
the attorney,
that she
and
was trying to
then
give advice to
filing
the young
Derek
people. Hey, do
motion
something
for the
with your life.
accuser.
Right.
Do
He is
something that
not
you
taking
really
this
like.
lying down.
If you're
And look, you're
interested
allowed
in
to
doing
file
clothesline
documents
or whatever the
anonymously,
hell you want to
particularly
do,
where
just
there's
do it.
allegations that she
And
was
listen
only
to the people that
13
always
when
give
this
you good
happened. So that's
advices.
not
Listen
uncommon
to the
to
people
see.
that care
But
about
Jay-Z
you.
now
Listen
thinks
to the
this
people
is an
that go
extortionate
around,
plot.
is
And
around
he says,
you.
in order
So
to unearth all of this and unmask it all, we now
it was
need to
kind
know
of
the
cool because we
identity
had a
of that
bunch of
person.
girls
Since
saying,
it
yeah,
happened
you're
in
right. I do
2000,
the same
she's
thing.
obviously
I
of
just
age now.
work to
She's
make my
she's
money,
like
and I
she's
go out
13
with
in the
my
year
friends and
2000.
waste my
And he's
money,
saying we
and
need
I
to
don't
put
got
all our
nothing for
cards
the
on the table. I need
weekend.
to be able
And
to
that's true.
identify my
Everybody we
accuser
go through the
and
same
actually
thing,
fight
but
this lawsuit
a
on
good
its
point it was the
face.
Yeah, I
whatever you're
think,
gonna do, start
it would be
early.
extraordinary, I
Don't
think,
start
Derek, if
when
the
you're
judge
older
did
or
force
you're 40, 50
the
years
accuser
old.
to,
There's nothing wrong with
that's-
that, but
this is the really
like she
alarming
was
part of
saying,
this, is that
imagine
we're talking
I couldn't
about a
do this when I was
13-year-old
20.
the alleged
Would it
victim,
be now?
a
I
woman
wouldn't
was
have
at the
one
time
or
13.
two. I would have had like
And
10 of
by
them,
the way,
and I would
Tony
have had
Busby
some
isn't
houses
backing down, said that
and start
his-
living
his
from
client, remains
business or
steadfast
stuff
in
like
her
that. Yeah, she
resolve
was
in
right.
this
But
case,
yeah,
that
I
she
got
will
the
not
shows
back
every
down
morning,
and that
8
she's
a.m.
going
to
continue
12.
seek justice.
And it's kind of cool.
So,
We got a bunch of shit
it's going to be
talking.
interesting to see what the judge says
But
here.
yeah, we
because
have forgot
we
what
did see
the
the
hell they
judge,
were saying about
demand that in
Jay-Z.
one of the Diddy
Yeah.
cases, the
Right.
accuser be
Turns out it
revealed.
was actually Evander Kane, the NHL star's ex. I understand it, Charles, from the standpoint. It's like, how do you
I
defend
got
yourself?
Twitter.
It's not a criminal case,
I
fine.
just don't
But
use
how
it
do
that
you
much.
defend yourself
I
in
do
court?
have
You don't
Twitter.
know
I
who's
do have
making
Twitter.
the
I got
allegation.
Twitter, Instagram,
That's the argument
Facebook,
that Jay-Z's making.
TikTok, and YouTube.
Marche from
TikTok, I'm
Montreal.
almost there.
I mean,
Follow
guys,
me on
who
TikTok.
is
Follow
really
me on
surprised by
TikTok.
this,
I'm almost
right?
there. I need
I'm not.
1,000
I don't believe
subscribers.
anyone
So my
else
people
is.
from YouTube,
Jay-Z
go
and
to
Diddy
TikTok.
go
Follow
way,
on
way
TikTok.
back, decades, right? They've been friends since what, 1990? That's about 30 years of solid solid
But yeah,
friendship. It was only a matter of time before Jay-Z was also accused of such crime. Now, whether it's a plot or not, whether it's true or not, we can all agree that this is the fastest we've seen Jay-Z respond to allegations or accusations. He did
Mhm.
not take this lightly.
Yeah, and it's very clear he also saw it coming.
Yeah.
Right?
That too.
Because he knew that he got that demand letter. He had sued Tony Busby. This was not something that suddenly
Right.
popped up on
so we
Black
listen
radar.
to JC.
Right.
The people barely getting connected. We listen to the JC last news. I guess he's getting accused by a 13 years old little girl. Y'all know what happened. Was it at? It was right here. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. The one we was listening to. Let me bring it
Evenings
back
can get
again.
hectic, so I turn
So
to
for the
Bird's Eye
people that
Raw
miss
Skillet
it,
Meals
miss it.
Alfredo chicken. Other frozen meals are low price but don't taste great, so my family won't eat them. Bird's Eye Voila is quick, delicious, and easy on the budget. You can find Bird's Eye Voila in the
Colibri,
frozen meal aisle,
Moscow.
making
The
dinner
same
simple and
this
giving
one
us
on
more time
YouTube.
together.
The same one. It's on all of them.
Jumpstart your
Instagram,
season of
Facebook, TikTok,
wellness with
YouTube.
$150 off your first 3
The
months
same
of
way on
GLP-1
Spotify. You can
weight
find me on
loss.
Spotify.
Better
Listen to
prices,
our
better
new
care,
singles coming up
that's the
on
I-Beam difference.
January. It's
Program
coming up a
start
new
at just
single.
one-
Like a what, Latin
His radar.
They were ready.
All right.
January maybe the first 2 weeks of January, 15 before the 15 is coming up, that single. And the last video we drop it on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube too. The last video we did.
Welcome to TMZ Live. Charles here.
There you go.
Babcock.
So
Let's listen to
Jay-Z is staying on the offensive.
Let's get back to it.
Going after not only the attorney who filed the rape lawsuit against him and Diddy, that would be Tony Busby, the attorney, but also the accuser. And he has filed a new motion this morning, which we're going to get to in a moment, but basically he wants to level the playing field with the accuser. But first, we got to start with this response that Jay-Z had to the allegation. Catch you up real quick if you hadn't heard, but a woman who had filed a lawsuit against Diddy back in October, alleging that he had raped her at a VMA after party in the year 2000, and she was only 13 years old.
Right. Remember, this is when she allegedly was given a drink. She felt woozy, and there was Diddy, and there was a male celebrity who was unnamed at the time, and also a female.
Well, that unnamed celebrity is now named. She refiled the lawsuit on Sunday. She and her attorney, Tony Busby, refiled it and named Jay-Z as the unnamed celebrity involved in the rape. Jay-Z's response is extraordinary in that, look, we've seen all these lawsuits against Diddy, dozens of them now at this point, and frequently his response has been to deny it, but to say nothing else. Jay-Z went way more than just denying it. He did do that, but then went directly after the attorney. Part of his statement said, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt from a lawyer named Tony Busby. It made me want to expose you, Tony Busby, for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity.
Wow.
There were other shots at Tony Busby.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Breaking news, JC.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, and if you've heard Tony Busby's name before, it's because he seems to always find his way. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but he seems to always find his way into the big case, Charles, right? I mean, if it's Travis Scott, if it's Deshaun Watson, the NFL
He got more than
he's always
100
involved.
accuses
So
to
Jay-Z had that strong response.
Yeah.
Tony Busby isn't backing down, and in fact said that he denied that there was any extortion. He said, my client merely reached out and wanted to have a confidential mediation.
Right.
Now, I got to say, I don't know what that confidential mediation
What do you
would be
think?
about.
What do you think?
Money,
Right.
but his point is,
I know
the
Diddy
letter
shit's going
itself did
crazy.
not make
Diddy
any
stuff is going
request
crazy.
for money.
Right. No, I'm sure that was coming.
What do you
it
think?
sounds-
He's
sounds
coming
like
out?
his
I don't think he's
response is
coming
a little
out.
bit disingenuous. The confidential mediation would
He's
be where
coming
they would
out.
broker a settlement and not have the issue go public in the way that
He might
he
have
did.
some
He also
big
mentioned that
secrets,
Jay-Z
big
had
secrets
sued
for
him.
some heavy
And
people.
that got us thinking. There was a lawsuit, an anonymous lawsuit filed against Busby alleging extortion.
Back in November, yeah.
That's right. And now Jay-Z, in his recent motion that you referenced earlier, has said, yeah, that was me. Because when you sent your demand letters to me, I then went forward, stood my ground with an extortion lawsuit against you. And now, if you're going to continue this whole spectacle, I want the accuser's name out there as well. She shouldn't be able to sue me as a Jane Doe. He says, fair is fair. This is a response to, this is a retaliation for me standing my ground when you tried to extort me. And now let's just get it all out there.
Right. So the follow the beats here. First, Diddy is sued.
Right.
The unnamed celebrity, and at the time when we covered that, where we thought the fact that they didn't name this person sounded like they were probably reaching out to that person to try and get a settlement.
Right.
Jay-Z says,
Yeah, I
that
think
is
that
exactly
Jay-Z is
what
next
happened.
after
When he turned
Diddy.
him down, he thinks that the only reason they have now refiled this and put his name
I
in
think
there is
Diddy is
retaliation for Jay-Z
snitching or
suing
something
Tony
like that.
Busby for extortion. So this is going around and around, but a very strong denial from
It is, and it's look, we've seen, and not just in this Diddy situation, we've seen a lot of cases in the past where celebrities have been accused of wrongdoing. This hardly ever happens, Charles, where you see the person under fire, the celebrity, fire back and this intensely.
Right, back at the attorney and then filing Derek this motion for the accuser.
Right, he is not taking this lying down, clearly.
And look, you're allowed to file documents anonymously, particularly where there's allegations that she was only 13 when this happened. So that's not uncommon to see. But Jay-Z now thinks this is an extortionate plot. And he says, in order to unearth all of this and unmask it all, we now need to know the identity of that person. And since it happened in 2000, she's obviously of age now. She's alleging that she was 13 in the year 2000. And he's saying, we need to put all our cards on the table. I need to be able to identify my accuser and actually fight this lawsuit on its terms, on its face.
Yeah, I think it would be extraordinary, I think, Derek, if the judge did force the accuser to, because, and this is the really alarming part of this case, is that we're talking about a 13-year-old is the alleged victim, a woman who was at the time 13. And by the way, Tony Busby isn't backing down, said that his client remains steadfast in her resolve in this case. That she will not back down and that she is going to continue to seek justice. So it's going to be interesting to see what the judge says here, because we did see the judge, the man that
the
in
lawyer,
one of the cases,
that lawyer gets represented more than 100 people.
Came the NHL star's ex. I understand it, Charles, from the
More than
standpoint,
100
like, how do you
accusers to
defend
date.
yourself? And this is not a criminal case, fine.
I don't
But
know
how
that
do
much.
you defend yourself
Maybe
in
you
a
know
court
better
if you
than
don't
me.
know who's making the allegation against you?
That's the argument that Jay-Z's making.
I'm just barely watching it.
Marche from Montreal.
Getting,
I mean, guys, who is really
barely
surprised by this?
noticed.
Right? I'm not. I don't believe anyone else is. Jay-Z and
I'm
Diddy
not into
go
that stuff,
way,
but
way back,
hey.
decades, right? They've been friends since what,
Like I
1990?
say, I'm here at
That's
the
about
office,
30
so I'm
years
like,
of solid
I'm at the radio
friendship.
station.
It was only a matter of time
So let
before
me
Jay-Z was
go
also
live
accused
and
of
ask the
such
people on
crime.
YouTube
Now,
what they know about
whether
this.
it's a plot or not, whether it's true or not, we can all agree that this is the fastest we've seen Jay-Z respond to allegations or accusations. He did not take this lightly.
Yeah, and it's very clear he also saw it coming.
Yeah.
Right? Because he knew that he got that demand letter. He had sued Tony Busby. This was not something that suddenly
Right.
popped
Wasn't
up
caught
on
flat.
Jason's
Yeah.
radar.
They were ready.
Yeah. All right. We are going to move on now to the
All
end
right,
of
well,
the era.
that's what's going on right now. I don't know that much, like I say, from Diddy or Jay-Z. Maybe y'all know better than me. Leave it in the comments what you think about all that shit's going on. She's going crazy. She's going crazy. Who will be next after Jay-Z? I don't know, man. This shit going on. I hope Donald Trump is not in the videos. I can imagine Donald Trump in Diddy's videos. That'd be some bullshit. Alright, people. Well, leave it in the comments what y'all think about Diddy stuff. I was just trying to go live and see if y'all know more than me. I don't know nothing. I was just watching. Because I say, what? Now Jay-Z? I thought it was only Diddy. Now Jay-Z? What? I've been watching in TikTok. I don't know. Maybe y'all watched it too. It was a video, I guess, where Diddy gets to a hotel and Jay-Z's inside the hotel room. And he says something and he came out of the door and the camera goes inside. And Jay-Z is inside with like teenagers, like little girls, maybe 15, 11 years. I don't know. But it was too many little girls. I don't know what the fuck he was doing in there with those. I don't know. He was doing casting, but I don't think you do a casting in a hotel. So I don't know. I've been watching that shit on TikTok. It was barely a couple of days ago, but now I was like, what? And now I watch this news and I say, damn. Hey, shit's crazy. Shit's crazy. I don't know, but all right, guys. I'll let y'all know. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Remember, 8 a.m. to 12 morning. I'll be on radio station Fuego Urbano Radio. Google it. It's right there. It's right there. Google Fuego Urbano Radio. That's the radio we work for. And I'll be on live on YouTube, Facebook. So I'll see you in the morning. Chicho. Nos vemos. Fuimos.